Enforcers ready?
Spiking bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com, and we are checking out the latest new team or gang, I guess you could call them. I don't feel like they're really a gang, but I guess that's the terminology. It is the new Enforcers. These guys are straight like redesigned and very much in like the whole 40K kind of look. I love the look of these, and I'm going to show you how big they are. We're going to put one together because I know a lot of folks are talking to Artie about using these in Warhammer 40K, which I think is a really cool idea, and I'm all about hobbying and conversions and everything like that out there. So first off, you got the tactics pack right here, and we'll go over what comes in that and if you need it and all that sorts of things. I'm all about game aids. It's $15 US. Then you've got the Book of Judgment, which is going to give you a lot of different things in here. We won't talk about that. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but we will jump into kind of a broad overview on it. That is $47. Then the Necromunda Enforcer Patrol Dice set is $15. Now, quick note, these dice keep selling out. And they go, like, some of the Lord of the Rings dice, some of the early Necromunda dice on eBay are silly prices. So, like, I don't know what that's about, but apparently people are really down to getting these dice. Crazy prices, who knew? And then the Palatine Enforcer Patrol box itself, which is two of the same sprue, $42, up from the normal $35 for the gang releases from Necromunda. I don't know if that's going to be standard now with the new price increases in 2019, but it is what it is. Actually, spoiler alert, I just looked it up, and they are indeed, all the gangs are now $42 US, so they went up $7 from the price increase, which was about 20%. It's about a 20% increase, $35, crazy. But remember, you can always get your Warhams or all of your Games Workshop stuff, all your tabletop stuff in general, at a discount from our friends over at Miniature Market. I think there's a link somewhere on here, and of course there's probably a discount code. I don't think you can use it on GW because they don't like you discounting more than what they normally do, but hey, it's an option for maybe perhaps your paint supplies and things like that. Now, this book here is about the size of a normal codex for Warhammer 40K. It's about 100 pages ish, with ends and footers and enders and things like that. Now, this content, they keep putting out more and more content. Remember, Necromunda, it's kind of like a narrative thing. A lot of times you have an arbitrator, which is basically a DM, and he's kind of helping with the game and kind of going over some stuff. Then once again, we see some special characters, dramatis personae, and they're kind of sprinkled in through the whole book right here, just like they were last time. In the last book we showed you, there's a new campaign in here, which is pretty cool. New hangers, honors, new ways to spend your creds. Now, the black market trading post. You can make an alliance between criminals, criminal alliances, and there's different traders and different houses that you can also ally with, And then they're just talking about, fluff on the crime of Necromunda. Crime on Necromunda in general, it's totalitarian state. They're always putting their boots down to everybody there. And hey, if worse comes to worse and you get caught, you can always invoke your right to conscription. I'm doing my part. So, jumping into the book, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but, there is the normal stuff you would see in here. You got your allies, just like last time, and they had the new Venator gangs. So, you've got criminal alliances in here, just your whole fluffy section. And I think the first special character, here's some of the new alliance stuff. New alliance characters, and the Enforcers themselves have a whole list of entries for their gang right here, skills, of course, and then you get your first special character, first dramatis personae here that you can hire on, and it's a psyker. And then just kind of go through the book, and there's a lot of different sections in here. So you've got, I forget where the campaign section is. Here it is. It starts right about y'all. So here's your campaign section. There's a lot of stuff. Design notes, some more hire on bounty, well, not necessarily bounty hunters, I suppose, but you get what I'm saying. And there's your hanger honors list, and another special character. There's another special character, and there's a trading post. So all the sections are in here, and it's great looking stuff. And there's all the things you can buy going to the back. And that's pretty much it for this book. So is it for you? I don't know. I feel like there's enough books out there, but if you need the rules from the Enforcers, they are definitely in here. Accessory wise, well, you've got the dice set right here, which, you know, it's pretty much all you need to play for the most part. You get a couple of D6s and your scatter and the rest of your stuff here. And they seem pretty, for the most part, they seem pretty, yeah, they're pretty well weighted. And it doesn't seem like we got the symbol on the 6, which is cool for the enforcers. That's kind of neat. I'm loving that right there. And then the card pack itself, well, it tells you on the back exactly what you get. You're going to get 4 tactics cards, 16 generic gang tactics cards, which can be used by any of them. Of course, these are in the book. You don't need to buy this or the book or vice versa, of course. I guess you do need the book for the rules on the enforcers in general. I said there might be other places, but they don't have a download on GW's site for them, unfortunately. So it looks like this will be the only place to get them. So here's your enforcer tactics in the front. You got Crackdown, Big Red Key, Jaded Veteran, Informant, and then the gang tactics themselves, which people are probably going to be the most interested in because anybody can kind of use those. Again, they're in the book too. And then your generic make a roster cards here with the little enforcer stamp on the back. And they're nice and matted, so you can actually write on them. They had that problem. The starter set was a little too glossy. Couldn't really, it was kind of hard to write on them, but I think the pack that came out with separate was a lot better. And then to the enforcers themselves. So this is a cool kit, and I love Necromunda, and I love its posability and how you can build stuff to be so different when it's only one sprue. They duplicate the sprue. It's like the GW's Wizards or something on the computer design right there. So you're gonna get all the like kind of textured, it's not really textured, but we'll say custom bases in here, 25 mil. Decal sheet here with little squad numbers and stuff. TK421, why are you not at your post? I don't know, my comm's out. And then the sprues, but it's one sprue duplicated, which is good because then we can kind of figure out how many of everything comes in here. In the instruction manual, and let's take a look at the instruction manual. I don't normally spend a whole lot of time on them, but let's talk about this real quick because there's some really big stuff to glean from this. So there is basically 5 poses for this, well, excuse me, 6. Why did I not say? Oh, okay, that's an alternative option right there, which I was going to mention. So there's 5 different poses with some alternates. You got alternate weapons, where you can have like the shoddy or the bolter, or you can have the sniper rifle over here, or dude at the ready with pistol, or pistol drawing a line, bolters, shotguns. As a matter of fact, it comes with 6 shotguns and 6 bolters, 3 on each sprue, 12 auto pistols, which is 6 on each sprue, stub guns, it was 2 sniper rifles, 1 on each sprue, magnicals, which I guess are handcuffs with we'll point them out here in a minute, I think, and a bunch of different heads. So 12 different heads. You only have 10 dudes, so obviously you're gonna have, you know, some helmeted dudes and not helmeted dudes. Now here's the thing I wanted to point out. There's ways to customize these beyond kind of what they show you, right? So this is saying this is a pose, and you can see it's the same set of legs right here, right? But you've got these kneeling legs here. So the kneeling legs can be on this, or you can use the walking legs right here. So you've got a couple different options as far as that goes. Also, if you don't use these kneeling legs, you couldn't use them over here because you've got the blouse or whatever they call this, not a skirt, but you've got this blouse hanging down. These legs only fit to this guy right here. But over here, you've got legs that are just straight across. And there's probably a way to make those work. These look very similar, like you could switch them out, but then it would kind of be at a little bit of a different stance. And this one, well, you might be able to kind of wiggle room with that a little bit. If, you know, it's giving you kind of fits, like OCD fits, where this one is, you're going to have 2 of the same pretty much exact pose, unless you give them the shoddy with the, I guess, optic laser rangefinder thingamabobber. I don't know exactly what that is. If it doesn't bother you, then it's probably not a big deal at all, and there's a better idea of like the kind of the overall posing options you can make out of your 10 guys right there. So let's take a look at the sprues real quick. Well, I say sprues, but it's really just sprue because there's only one duplicated twice. This is what I like about Necromunda. Look at all these pouches. Look at all these little stub pistol thingies, stub rifles, stub guns. You got bolters, you got shotties, you got different heads options, your shock batons or whatever they call these. I think there's a carbine in here too. I don't know. Sniper rifle, all sorts of different things. So lots and lots of cool looking weapon options. You've got very, very detailed models. But the question is, how big are these compared to guardsmen, compared to I don't know, Forge World stuff compared to Space Marines. Can you slot them in to your Warhammer army? Well, let's build one and find out. And here he is, TK421, back at his post since pretty much never. This is the basic assembly that I showed you. You're going to get 2 of these, and the only real way to change it up is, well, if you switch out with that shoddy right there. But you can see he's got, like, you know, packs, and he's got his pistol, his sidearm. There's a little bit of gapping in the shoulders, but again, if that bothers you, a little plastic putty from Vallejo, get in there, get the gaps, smooth it out, let it dry, you're good to go. You won't even notice it, trust me. It's stuff's like magic. I like the drum fed bolter look. I like that you can put a design on the front. I like the stormtrooper-esque kind of posing right here. Now, the question is, how does he compare to other size models? Well, let's take a look at a sister. So about the same base height right there. You can see that, well, you know, you can tell which one's a man, you can tell which one's a woman. The posing, the sizing is about right. If they're both standing up, they would probably be slightly the same height. It's hard to tell with the posing here, but it's definitely noticeable which one. And the sister is definitely more detailed when it comes to this, but she doesn't have as many options, I suppose. I don't know. It's hard to say. The back looks way more detailed than the front of this Enforcer right here. Then a Death Corpsman. Well, about the same size, give or take, which kind of makes sense, I suppose. And then a new Primaris Space Marine, so definitely sizing up correctly right there as far as that goes. So I suppose you could definitely use these guys as guardsmen, cultists, maybe not cultists, but as some other maybe chaos unit that was conscripted by the Dark Gods to do something. Or you could definitely slide them in appropriately in your Warhammer 40k army on 25 mil or possibly 32 mils, but that might be a little bit of a stretch. It just might look too big right there, but pretty much up to you at that point. So great looking models, new supplement, new cards, new dice. What more do you need in Necromunda? Join us again in another quarter when they come out with another expansion for the game as well. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you visit our friends over at Miniature Market to get your Warhammer at a discount. And hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.